Welcome back everybody, I hope you're having a beautiful day today, and I hope you're ready for some terrifying but also entertaining Reddit stories. We're going to start the episode today with some Am I the Devil, and then also some entitled people and also entitled parents. It's going to be fun and I hope you guys enjoy. Am I the gay hoe for banning my sister from family parties because of her attitude towards kids? I, 41 male, am the oldest of 5. My sister Vera, 31 female, is the 3rd child. Our parents are long dead. Now, my sister was always the quiet one. She never interacted with us much as a child. Instead, she spent most of her time in her room reading. She barely spoke, and when she did, she had different conversation topics. She was gifted, I get it, but we were kids and got bored, and when she talked, we didn't get along. Fast forward, Vera now works optimizing administrative processes for big companies. She's authoritative, strategic, and overconfident. Even her boyfriend wouldn't take a business or financial decision without consulting her first because he's convinced that she's the holy grail of management. I get it, she's good at what she does, has a big salary, and has good connections, but she's just a bit much. One point here is that Vera is the only sibling who has no kids, and apparently her boyfriend got a vasectomy a few months ago. Good for him. The thing is, when we gather at our childhood home, all of my siblings bring along their kids, and kids are kids, so they're loud and they like to play. They're sensitive too. Vera doesn't seem to understand this. She greets the kids from a distance, never hugs them, and if one of them comes to her, she'll keep them at an arm length. We'll be polite, but way too serious and somehow cold with them. Neither my siblings nor me like this, or the way that she'll refuse to do uppies with the toddlers, or just refuse to play along with the older kids who want to make questions, or just talk like kids do, let alone will even watch the kids for even 15 minutes. Would not ask for more from her. Anyway, her behavior got worse after the last family gathering. She brought along her laptop because she had some work to do, and one of the kids dropped it accidentally, damaging the screen. She went totally ballistic and demanded my younger sister, who's a single mum living on welfare at the moment, paid for the repair. After some reasoning, she dropped the subject, but then she proceeded to stay even further away from the kids. Hence, I spoke to my siblings and I concluded it was best if we didn't invite her over for the next gathering. That was this weekend. I knew that she'd share the photos on Instagram, but I so hoped that she would see how her attitude had isolated her and would maybe learn a lesson. Boy, I was wrong. She sent me a short, dead, cold message asking why she wasn't invited. I told her the reason and told her we expected her to behave like a member of the family if she wanted to be treated like family. She responded okay and proceeded to block us everywhere. Not only her, but her boyfriend did too. Apparently she also blocked other members of her family who proceeded to send angry audios and messages to me and my siblings about it. Am I the yay-hole? I just wanted to keep the kids on a friendly environment and I expected her to be an adult. No, you didn't, OP. You expected your sister to be exactly the same as you, and she's not. Oh, this is so annoying. You obviously don't like your sister because she's not the exact same as you and the rest of your family, and doesn't like kids and doesn't like all the stuff that you guys like, and because she isn't the way that you want her to be, you don't like her. And she didn't isolate herself, OP. You guys isolated her. And so what if she doesn't want to pick up the kids and stuff? Who cares? And obviously your sister is sick of this crap, so she blocked you guys. I don't blame her either. The top comment says, you the gay hoe, your list of grievances about your sister is ludicrous. No uppies, no hugs, won't watch your children for 15 minutes. I hope this post is a wind-up, but if not, you and your siblings are ridiculous. Hence, I spoke to my siblings and I concluded it was best that we didn't invite her over to the next gathering. That was this weekend. I knew that she'd share the photos on Instagram, but I so hoped that she would see how her attitude had isolated her and would learn a lesson. Boy, I was wrong. She sent me a short, dead, cold message asking why she wasn't invited. I told her the reason and I told her we expected her to behave like a member of the family, which means what? That she suddenly has to love kids and stuff? She responded okay and proceeded to block us everywhere. Not only her, but her boyfriend did too. Oh well, I guess your sister decided that if you couldn't accept her for who she is, that she's better off without you. Whoa. The comment under that one too. You the a-hole, you don't like her and you seem upset that she didn't react as you wanted when you didn't invite her. I so hoped that she would see how her attitude had isolated her and would learn a lesson. Didn't you think of having a conversation with her? She greets the kids from a distance and never hugs them, and if one comes up to her, she'll keep them at arm length. We'll be polite but way too serious and somehow cold with them. She hasn't done anything wrong here. She's just different than you. Let alone will watch the kids for even 15 minutes. Why would she need to if they're all playing together and their parents are present? She brought along her laptop because she had some work to do, and one of the kids dropped it accidentally, damaging the screen. Why would the child even have the laptop? Just wanted to keep the kids in a friendly environment and expected her to be an adult. She is an adult. You wanted her to conform to your expectations. You don't say anything about how you miss her company. It's all about how you expect her to behave around children. Not everybody is like you, but it doesn't make them bad people. Yeah, it's so frustrating, and the family sounds nasty too, and it's so typical too. As soon as somebody's a little bit different, people are like, no, you're different than me, so you're bad. You need to change and you need to be more like us. Your sister didn't do anything wrong, OP, and all of the stuff that you think she did wrong, like all the stuff that you said in the post, none of them are issues. The comment under that says, you the a-hole, she didn't isolate herself. You and your other siblings isolated her because you found her boring, and now your major complaints are about how she doesn't pick up your kids or play with them, and how when one of the kids who should have been supervised dropped her laptop, and that it was somehow on her and not on the parent of the said child. Yeah, and this one too. You the a-hole, you sound jealous and your attitude towards your sister is ridiculous. You have different lifestyles and ambitions and attitudes. So what? She's polite towards your children and that's all you should expect. Not everybody's going to think that your children are the best thing since sliced bread and want to be involved in their activities. Yeah, that's 100% what it is. She has a different lifestyle and different ambitions. And yeah, in that way she probably is a bit different from the rest of the family, but that's not bad. But you can tell that that's what it is though. Like she's a bit different and they don't like that she's a bit different. And yeah, I totally understand why she blocked everybody. Okay, the next one is called Am I the a-hole for stealing my sister's college fund? I'm a senior in high school this year, and this year I got into my dream college program, a dual degree between Brown and RISD, which studies engineering and art as an integrated whole. My dream career is in architecture, and this way I could study engineering at Brown and architecture at RISD, and get an understanding of both disciplines in an intertwined way. My grandparents died a few years ago and left a lot of money as a college fund for my twin sister and I. This combined with my parents' college fund meant that in theory both my sister and I could split the fund down the middle and go to college debt-free. However, my sister chose an in-state school that is much cheaper than my program, hence I asked my parents if they could split the fund unevenly so that my sister and I could both graduate debt-free. They agreed. My sister got upset because she said she wanted the money to be split down the middle and then use the excess for later expenses like a down payment or something. She thinks I'm an a-hole for asking to split it unevenly and says I'm stealing her money. I think I'm in the clear because the stated purpose of the fund was always to let us both graduate debt-free, and if the money had to be split unevenly, what's the issue? Of course you're saying what's the issue, OP, when you're in this position, but think about your sister and not yourself for a second, OP. Of course the money should be split evenly. I'm sure it would have been intended to be split evenly too, and of course your sister's upset, and I'm kind of surprised that your parents agreed with you on this. Like, are you the favorite child or something? Why shouldn't it be split evenly? Yeah, the top comment, you the a-hole and you're being greedy. Yeah, it was to be used for college and to help you graduate debt-free. It was also to be split evenly. That part matters the most. You don't get to decide what's what because you're only thinking of yourself. And just because your parents agree doesn't mean that you're right on this. You're both wrong. What if your sister wants to get her master's or do a PhD or something? How will she pay for that? The money is to be split evenly, and stop thinking that your accomplishments mean more than your sister's. That's just straight narcissism right there. Yeah, and this comment, you the a-hole full stop. She shouldn't be punished just because you want a more expensive education, especially when she could use the money after college while looking for a career or possible further education. Something tells me that if the situation was reversed, you'd feel different. Yeah, definitely. Imagine if it was reversed. I'm sure OP would be upset. Rightfully so too. And also, don't be stupid either. Like, your sister's not gonna forget about this, OP. Like, do you really want to do that just because you and your parents think that you're right? Like, it's so privileged to even get an inheritance, so at least bloody split it evenly. You know how many people don't get stuff like this? Like, I'm pretty sure you'll survive if you split it evenly, OP. Wow, that was so frustrating. The next one is called Am I the a-hole for not offering an open bar at my wedding? My fiance and my wedding invites have started arriving. Along with the invites is a few things that we felt we should outline before the guests arrive to the reception. We've decided to not include an open bar. I come from an alcoholic heavy family and simply don't feel comfortable being around people who are drinking heavily. Instead, my fiance and I have decided to have a drink ticket like service instead. And with that service, we've been able to customize how we want alcoholic beverages being handled at our reception. And the venue says this kind of service happens all the time there. It was their suggestion, in fact, so I didn't think it would be this big of a deal. And with the invitations, we had a card with the expectations one is to expect from the ceremony and the reception. I didn't want to shock people when they arrived, so I figured the cards would be a nice and classy heads up for the guests. The drink service bit of the card essentially said that alcoholic drinks were limited to 2 per of age guest. The tickets are non-transferable, and like the other beverages offered, would need to be ordered from your seat at your assigned table. Drinks were also to be enjoyed at your assigned table. I've been called a lot of rude things after family, both sides, and friends are receiving their cards. My fiance has as well, but a little less so, the most common being Bridezilla. But I did have an uncle reach out to me and say that I'm an a-hole for trying to spoil the fun of a wedding reception. The response has been mainly negative and has been from all sides of family and friends, and now my head is swirling as I try to figure out what to do. So am I the a-hole because I've set my reception up like this and I'm not offering an open bar instead? Yeah, OP, but it's mainly the bit where you said they have to be at the table when they drink. You know how weird that is to force people to drink while they're sitting down. People are going to want to walk around with their drinks, OP. You can't be like, oh, you're drinking, so you need to be drinking at your assigned table. Like, obviously that sounds bad. And also not fun. Yeah, this comment, your title is misleading. It's totally okay to not have an open bar at a wedding. Even limiting consumption is kind of okay. But forcing people to drink it sitting at their assigned table, that's over controlling. It just seems like you want your guests to jump through hoops for you for no good reason, except because you can, because you're the bride. You the a-hole. Yeah, and the one under that too. Yeah, this is taking it overboard. You cannot have alcohol at your wedding if you want to. People are gonna leave early, so be prepared. But thinking that you get to decide where they can have their drinks, that's bizarre and controlling. You can't reasonably limit people to their table like that. I'm gonna go with you the gay-hole because that's ridiculous. Your wedding sounds like an unenjoyable event to attend with so many restrictions for your guests that are being treated like school children. Yeah, the policing of it is so wild. And also this comment, I'm gonna say you the gay-hole based on the drinks were also to be enjoyed at your assigned table rule. Most people want to mingle. Discouraging them from doing so is going to kill the vibe. Yeah, that's such a good point. Like, oh yeah, we'll all sit at our assigned tables. Yeah, it started out okay, OP, but you went too far. The next one is called, am I the gay-hole for giving away part of my husband and I's emergency fund? My brother lost his job recently. His wife is a stay-at-home mum, no kids, and their emergency fund is running out quick. He's in the process of finding a new one, but they're really struggling, and I felt bad not to help in any way. My husband and I, on the other hand, have 2 stable jobs and have an emergency fund that has excess money in it, over 24 months worth of our normal expenses. So I sent them a not too big portion of our fund, just to relieve them some stress and to buy them some time. My husband found out extremely fast, and now is really upset, but I had told him about my brother's situation, and I hoped that he'd understand a bit. Am I the gay-hole? I feel like I probably am. Yeah, of course, OP, you don't even really need to be asking that. So by the sounds of it, it's not just your money, it's your husband's money too, and you're giving it away without talking to your husband first. Like, of course you don't give away money without asking first. Like, you shouldn't have made that decision without even asking your husband. Yeah, the top comment, you the gay-hole, this was not only your money but your husband's too. You just gave away money that the two of you saved without even telling your husband, and it wasn't even an emergency, like a needed operation or needed home transportation from abroad after an accident or family member death. You selfishly chose to give away money and not ask your husband because you probably knew that he wouldn't say yes. And if your brother and his wife have money issues, his wife could have gotten a job and he could have taken a lower paying job just to cover bills, but they both choose not to, but to run out of money and asking for handouts. And like, of course the husband's upset. Why would your husband want to save any money or even put money away if he doesn't trust you to keep it? You know, like, what's the point of saving? Oh wow, I worked super hard and I put money away only for it to get given away without my permission? Come on. Anybody would be upset in that situation, and I'm sure if the roles were reversed you'd be upset, OP. Yeah, you the gay-hole. I feel like this one is super simple. And yeah, so your brother lost his job, and yeah, like a lot of comments are saying, like, did she try and get work or something? And while it is nice of you to want to help them out, OP, you were acting as if this was all your savings or something, when it's not, and you've essentially stolen from your husband. Yeah, that's not good. The next one that we're going to read is on the Entitled People subreddit. My sister keeps barging into my room in the morning and waking me up. My sister, 26, keeps coming into my room in the morning with her daughter and asking me stupid stuff. Like last week she came in and asked me if I wanted McDonald's, as if I'm going to want food when I'm still sleeping. And all her daughter does is say my name over and over again, and I normally tell them to F off because it's the most annoying thing to have to listen to when I'm half asleep. But then my sister acts like I'm being rude because I didn't say hello back to my niece like she wants me to have a whole conversation with her when I'm literally trying to sleep. Then this morning she came in and asked me for money, and I told her I didn't have any so she'd go away. But she said that when she went through my drawer she saw money, so she knows that I have some. So she just opened my drawer and said that she took $50 and that she'll pay me back. And now I've got no way of knowing if she took more than that because my eyes were closed. So I didn't even see her taking it, and I don't even know how much I had in the first place. I need a lock on my door or some crap. Wow, that's so awful. Like, not only is the waking up part super frustrating, but searching your drawers and taking your money? Yeah, the top comment, step 1, get a door wedge. Step 2, at family dinner time, ask her with parents present, when can I expect the $100 back that you borrowed? That is intentional, as she'll probably protest that it was only $50. Bingo, confession. Step number 3, get yourself a locking box and keep any cash or valuables in there. You can add an interim step. When she's out, look through her stuff for cash and repay your loan yourself. Yeah, the comment under that one, at family dinner time, ask her with parents present, when can I expect the $100 back that you borrowed? Replace the word borrowed with took after I said no. There is an update here. I told her parents when they got home, and my sister overheard us talking about her, so she came up and basically told us to stop talking crap about her behind her back and just started an argument over the whole thing, in which she said I had no right to tell her parents that she stole money from me. What the hell? Of course you do. You can't just steal money from somebody and what, expect them not to tell somebody? What's she talking about? And number two, I need to get over it. And she didn't steal the money, even though I said no and she still took it. I apparently owe her money, so I need to pay her back for everything that she's ever bought me. She can't wait to leave this effing house. She's never speaking to me again. She's never doing anything for me again. I'm a snitch, and she didn't wake me, her daughter did. She did pay me back, but she transferred me money instead of giving me cash when I explicitly told her I wanted cash, and our parents did get mad at her, but they'll probably forget about it by tomorrow and she'll keep doing whatever she wants to because our parents are useless and they never actually do anything, so I'm just gonna move out ASAP. Wow, that's so frustrating. They sound awful to live with. Oh god, that's so bad. You're a snitch. And the bit where they said I had no right to tell our parents that she stole money from me, what sort of a joke is that? Like what, you think you can steal money from somebody and they're not allowed to tell somebody? You took money from them. You're in the wrong. Oh, that's so annoying. But yeah, the door wedge idea is super smart. Definitely do that, OP, so they can't open your door in the morning. And yeah, all the best with that. That sounds so annoying. The next one that we're going to read is on the Entitled Parent subreddit. Entitled Disney Adult demands that I change clothes in the middle of a crowded restaurant. To preface, this situation came up a few years back, but still lives rent-free in my mind from how absurd it was. I was on a family vacation at Disney World a few years back. I, 19 at the time, was staying on property at a resort, but on our first night, we had dining reservations at a different hotel that was a fair distance away. It was a casual buffet-style restaurant, so there was no dress code or reason to be fancy. So I wore a pair of shorts and a graphic t-shirt of a unicorn that said, "Everything sucks," in a glittery cursive font. About halfway into the dinner when I got up to get seconds, a woman probably in her 40s stepped up to physically block me and immediately started shouting in my face about my obscene clothing. I just stood there completely baffled while she went on and on about her young children who were calmly eating on the other side of the room, being distressed by my disgusting and inappropriate shirt, and then demanded that I take it off in the middle of the restaurant. When I told her I don't exactly carry replacement clothes on me, she demanded that I go to the gift shop and buy a new family-friendly shirt, specifically one that has Disney princesses or Minnie on it, because that's what her kids would like to see. Wow, that's amazing. In a terrible way. The bloody entitlement. At that point, I didn't want to deal with it anymore, and I said that I'm not here to appeal to kids that I don't even know. The waitress would have stopped me at check-in if there was a problem with my clothing, and I just wanted to eat my dinner and leave. I walked away to get the rest of my meal and left her screaming at me for a few minutes before she eventually gave up. I hope those kids turned out okay. Wow, that's so wild. Going up to somebody else and telling them what they can and can't wear? Come on. And then has the audacity to say that you should buy a Minnie Mouse shirt because that's what their kids like? Oh, that's so funny, but so bad. And to say that her children were distressed when they were sitting there eating happily, that's so unbelievable, and I feel like that's a good place to end today's episode. That was such a fun episode, and I hope you guys had a wonderful time today. It's time to read something wholesome. Oh, I love these ones by Nathan Pyle. Negative disposition. Is it obvious? Yes. Is there a cause? Unknown. It is not you. I had not suspected myself. I am a beacon of joy. You truly are. That's so cute. The Alien comics are so good. Hell yeah, Nathan Pyle. Some days I feel like I've only got 2 brain cells working, and it's these 2. Oh, you mean every day? Yeah, I can definitely relate to this. Bro, do you even lift others up? Use empathy. Actively listen and show kindness. Oh, that's so cute. Love that so much. 100%. And that's a beautiful place to end today's episode. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. And if you did, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section. And also subscribe if you want to. And the comment of the day today goes to Kath Redmond. What do you call a blind reindeer? No idea. Oh, that's funny. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. I love seeing jokes in the comment section. That's actually pretty funny. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for the support, guys. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!